It is the third week the United Auto Workers strike has expanded once again. Tens of thousands of workers are now on the picket line as they continue to negotiate with Detroit's big three automakers. So over the weekend, the two sides returned to the bargaining table just days after the union expanded the strike last week against Ford and General Motors. Now, workers are calling for better pay, among other things.
With the cost of living going on and everything, that's all we ask is to help us feed our family and to go with the economic.
That was Constance Daniels, a UAW member. Meanwhile, the UAW did get a win over the weekend. The union reached a tentative deal with Volvo-owned Mack trucks, narrowly avoiding a strike by about $4,000 workers. Union members say they are concerned that as more people switch to electric vehicles, thousands of people could lose their jobs. And many are worried about how this will affect car prices, which are already on the rise amid high inflation and interest rates. Local financial professional Mark Triplett from Triplett-Westendorf Financial Group joins us now via Zoom. Will this UAW strike drive car prices higher? Everybody's wondering.
Well, Samantha, a two-week strike could potentially raise prices as high as 2%. Now, it's hard to believe, but the average car price today in the United States is $50,000. So a 2% increase would be about $1,000 increase on that price tag for a new vehicle. And if the strike lasts longer than that, it could actually impact the rest of the economy as well. It's estimated that a 10-day strike could hit the economy with about a $5 billion price tag.
What other challenges are car buyers facing right now? Not a great market to get a car.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough right now. Just a lot of issues with supply chains that were still disrupted from the pandemic, that were kind of starting to heal themselves. Then a strike on top of that, plus inflation, costs just in general. And in addition to that, gosh, if you're going to finance a vehicle today, you're going to pay substantially more than you would have a few years ago. And that's just driving the overall price of buying a vehicle today up. I mean, right now, if you've got, imagine like you were to buy a $45,000 vehicle and you had enough to put $5,000 down, which some folks do, some folks might not be able to, but then you finance that at 7.7% interest over a 6-year term, you're paying almost $700 a month for that vehicle. That doesn't include any insurance, fuel, or maintenances. It's becoming a big bite out of a lot of families' budgets.
Okay, that sounds pretty discouraging. What advice do you have for people looking for a car right now? I mean, is there a better way to go about it?
Yeah, so we tend to serve folks that are near or in retirement already. And we've actually helped several of them decide whether to buy new or used vehicles already this year and whether to finance them or not. And usually what I'll ask them to do first is to really set a budget. And we have everybody do a spending plan in our during our process. And we want them to figure out what can they actually afford in terms of purchasing a vehicle, and that's including insurance on that vehicle, fuel over the entire year for getting to and from where they're going, and really kind of estimating out all of those costs. Then we can start to look for what is an affordable vehicle that's going to meet their needs to help them maintain their lifestyle. A lot of these folks have to that we work with, they might have that cash on hand, but it might be tied up in an IRA, for example, which if they distributed $50,000 on top of their income that they have for that year, it could impact their tax bracket. It could impact taxes on their income, their Social Security, even push their Medicare premiums higher. So we really have to look at, is it better to finance maybe over a year or two and actually make smaller distributions out of their retirement plans to pay for that? So a lot of different challenges that we kind of flush out before we ever make a decision on what vehicle to buy and how to pay for it.
And some folks, it's going to come down to a decision of they invest in repairs versus getting a new car or newer car, because
Sure.
You got to get to and from. It's about just getting through the day and maintaining everyday life. Thank you so much for an insightful conversation on something that is just really filled with uncertainty right now, but tangible advice, and we appreciate your time, Mark.